12 tribes of Israel, we're all one body. Okay? But the Most High, he separated the nations, man. He gave every nation their portion of land. Alright? It says, Deuteronomy 32:8, when the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, see? He separated the sons of Adam, man. He only chose Yasharahla, man. You Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That's all he chose. And there's no ifs, buts about that, man. You know, no matter how much you want to think upon it, you know, you strain at a gnat, man. You're straining at something that is very easily to comprehend. It's in black and white, man. You're just destroying your own mind because you're overthinking it. This is Malachi 3:6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed, man. And that's what it is, man. The sons of Jacob are who? 12 sons of Jacob, man. Which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the way down from Ephraim to Issachar. You know? That's who this promise pertains to, man. And while this is going on, this spiritual enlightenment right now that's going on with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shai, there's a brewing destruction that's occurring, that's coming, man. All right, a destruction that's in the making. As I read in Revelation 7, man, that it was commanded by the angels to hold back the winds of the four corners. And we read in Jeremiah 51, that was the destroying wind, which is what? The ICBM missiles, man. That's what the Lord is going to use to devour a lot of these inhabitants, man. The inhabitants of the earth. These people, a lot of people out here is going to be wood to the fire, man. That's it. Why? Because they went off, man. They deserve that. They called death to themselves, man. And that's what these people don't understand, man. And with us, brother, we know it. We understand it very well, man. We understand well, and we understand what the Bible says. When Yasharahla, Israel had to suffer for the rebellious, for going off from the Lord, man. So the thing is now, is that these people out here, they don't think they're gonna suffer, man. They don't think they're gonna be judged. That they're gonna get away scot-free. They're gonna just run into the sunlight and be all right. No, man. The Lord is telling us that, hey, man, I'm about to come back. He's coming back as a man of war. Now I got Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and 12. Seek not death in the era of your life, and pull not upon yourselves destruction with the works of your hands. Right, so that's a commandment, man. So whenever you faced with persecution or oppressed, hey, man, you still got to do the right thing, man. You still got to keep pushing. You don't want to call destruction to yourself, man. And that's how it's going off, you know. It says, for the Most High made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things that they might have their being. And the generations of the world were healthful, and there was no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. For righteousness is immortal, but ungodly men with their works and words called it to them. For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught, and made a covenant with it, because they are worthy to take part in it with it. So there you go, man. You called that to yourself. You know, you knew better or not. You even have a conscience that tells you, hey, should I do this or shouldn't I do that? You know, that's how the mind is, man. The mind will correct you on certain things, make you like, should I do that? Should I not do this? You know, even if you ain't got instructions, the mind still works that way. You're always making judgment. You're always casting judgment. But when you do something that's penalty of death, hey, guess what? The Lord's gonna pay you back for it, man. Because you got certain decisions that people make, and the conclusion isn't in death, you know. But there's a sin that leadeth to death, though, man. That's still spilling innocent blood, you know, and doing all sorts of mischief, man. It says, yeah, and they called it they made a covenant with it because they are worthy to take part with it, man. So you 2/3, you fall in line, and those brothers, man, can't fall into that category, man. We made a covenant with our power, which is of the living, man, not of death. All right. But the thing is that the Lord is both, man. All right. We're going to get another script. Give me 1 second. I think it's at Matthew. Slakia. This is Matthew chapter 23, Matthew 22 and 29. Yahushua answered and said unto them, you do err, not knowing the scriptures nor the power of the Most High. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of the Most High in heaven. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, ye have not read that which was spoken unto you by the Most High, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. Right, so that's who the Most High resides with, man. The Most High resides and is dealing with the elect that are alive, that are waking up to the truth, but are dead inside him. You know, that are dead with him, because we're suffering out here. We're going through certain persecutions, tribulations, oppressed, you know. But the point is that y'all are not knowing the scriptures, man. Okay? Y'all don't know what the Lord is really about. Y'all don't know him, man. Neither did y'all really take time to really know him. That's why the Lord set us men to come out here to be that spot, man. And the Lord is really showing your people mercy. You know? It says, I'm going to go back to Deuteronomy 32 and 8. When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bonds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is a lot of his inheritance. And there you go, man. That's we are the Lord's people, man. And like I said, that it says in Matthew 22 and 29, it says you do err not knowing the scriptures. Because in the scriptures, you're using the Bible to say that everybody can be saved. When you don't understand Abraham, which is Abraham in the Hebrew, which means father of nations. Because he knew through prophecy that the Israelites were going to be scattered to the four corners of the earth. So they were going to be called Americans, they're going to be called Mexicans, they're going to be called Puerto Ricans, Brazilians, Europeans. But if your spirit, your lineage didn't go back to that group, that genus, and you weren't going to receive salvation, man. The Bible wasn't written for you. Okay? Y'all don't understand that. And it says, I am the God of Abraham and the God of Isaac and the God of Jacob. God is not the Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. You know? Because the people out here, they're running off a whole different spirit, man. Their gasoline they're running off a whole different type of gasoline, man. Their oil is not the oil of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We have the true oil, the essential oil. They got the artificial, diluted oil, man. You know? And that's what the Most High is about, man. He's about order. He's about doing the right thing and speaking His truth. You know? Presenting our bodies a living sacrifice. Going out to the highways and the hedges. Speaking His word. You know? That's what the Most High delights in, man. I hope I can remember the script. I keep forgetting it. In the book of, I think it's Psalms. It's a good script, man. Man, it says, I keep forgetting it. Let me look for it, Akim. I keep forgetting where it's at, but it says that the Lord delighteth in the death of his saints. So that's what the Most High, when you come out to the highways and the hedges, man, present your body a living sacrifice, the Most High likes that, man. And like being stagnant and idle like the rest of these people, they ain't about the truth, man. They ain't about the Lord. They're about, like I said, they're about themselves, man. Proud. You know, they ain't close to being humble. And if they're humble, it's because they're just trying to like put on this facade, man. But really, deep down, they're hurting, man. You know, they're alone. They can't fill up that hole that's in their so-called their heart. You know. But man, I can never remember that scripture, man. But like I said, it says the Lord delighteth or is happy in the death of the saints. You know, and that's something that we have to remember, man. That the Lord is with us. You know, and we have to embrace that too, man. In a certain sense, we gotta know that. Hey, man, because we know that all men are going to be faced with death at one time, whether the destruction is coming or not. We all have a point where we're going to meet death. Let me go ahead and get that just to remember and to just prove too, man. This is Ecclesiastes 8:6. Because to every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore the misery of man is great upon him. Okay? For he knoweth not that which shall be, for who can tell him where it shall be? Right? So that's a thing, man. When you come into this truth, you gotta accept it. Because if not, it's gonna bug you out, and you're gonna be worried and scared to the point where you're just gonna fall out. Because you're spending your energy and time on those things that weren't really profitable. That's why the Lord and brothers make videos saying, count the cost and know the whole conclusion. Know the conclusion of the whole matter. Yeah, you can fear God and obey the commandments, but have you really accepted that you're going to be outcasted, you're going to be persecuted, you know, through different, diverse manners, you're going to be sentenced to death, you're going to be threatened with death, you know, and that's something that's part of the seal of the Lord. The seal of the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord is what's going to sustain you. You see? It says, Ecclesiastes 8:8. Let me go ahead and get another script before I slips my mind. Put it right here. I'm gonna finish Ecclesiastes 8:8. There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither hath he power in the day of death, and there is no discharge from that war, neither shall the wickedness deliver those that are given to it. Right, so that's what it is, man. You ain't gonna be able to tell the Lord to stop doing that. You know, it's like these people out here that die from just different ways. People can't explain it. There ain't no science on the earth that can cure it. That was because the Lord took that, man. You know? And one of the great examples that we know of was Antiochus Epiphanes, when that severe illness that came upon him struck him in his bowels. And we all know, man, that he suffered horribly, man. You know, he started to smell, stink. You know, the scripture said it was decaying. It was eating him from the inside out. You know, it was a horrible death for that man, for that Edomite, man. It was a devil, man. It was persecuting the Israelites. You know, and even going all the way to, like I was making mention of the Roman emperors. You had Julius Augustus, or Augustus Caesar. You had Tiberius Caesar. You had Caligula, right? Caligula, I think he was Callius, Emperor Caius, Germanius. Then after Germanius, you had Claudius, and after Claudius, you had Nero. And Nero started doing mass murder on the so-called Christians in that time, man. Israelites, us, the Negro Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. And all those men died, man. All those emperors died horribly. Ultimately, the kingdom was destroyed, you know, under Septimius Severus, man. You know, and which was a so-called black man, man. So it goes. This thing, man, is a serious thing, man. And these people out here living, thinking they have free will and going under the spirit of Aleister Crowley, do what thou willest. You know, that's gonna get you destroyed, man. And it's happening every day. Every day, man. I'm gonna bring this one in Sirach 40:1. It says, "Great travail is created for every man, and an heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. For the day that they go out of their mother's womb, to the day that they return to the mother of all things. Right, because it's heavy on men, man. They don't want to be faced with death. They don't want to die. You know, you start worrying about it. But talking to brothers, man, we can't worry about that, man. It's something that, in a way, we have to embrace, accept it. You know, Yahushua did. He had to drink the cup, but he prayed for the cup to pass him. But he said at the end, the Lord's will shall be done, man. So that's how it is, man. None of us are exempt from that. We're not Enoch. We're not Elijah. We're not even Yahushua. He had to suffer, but he resurrected and went back. You know. It says Sirach 40:2, their imagination of things to come, and the day of death trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart. Right, it causes fear of heart, man, in their mind. Starts weighing them down. It could fear you to not want to follow the truth, not to want to stand up for truth, because you know you're going to be faced with that there. You know? So either way, you're going to be faced with it, man. And it's going to weigh you down. It says, for him that sitteth on a throne of glory, unto him that is humbled in the earth and ashes. From him that weareth purple and a crown, unto him that is clothed with a linen frock. So all those, it don't matter, from the great to the least. You're gonna experience it, man. We're gonna experience it. We all know about reincarnation. We've all died in prior lives, man. So we're in this time of the living, and walking amongst the dead. And Lord will, we're not gonna suffer with that, man. We're gonna we're gonna take part with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, but that's why we're doing this thing, man. We'll go ahead and get another script. So this is 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 10. Wherefore the brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. Right, so that's why we do what we do. Because we're trying to make our election and calling sure, man. And if we do these things, we shall never fall. Meaning what? We're not going to be faced with death. The Lord's going to fight for us. And if we do die, we're going to die courageously with the Spirit of the Lord upon us. You know? It says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. For so an entrance shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom of our Lord and Yahushua Mashiach. And that's what I'm trying to minister to you, man. Is that put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and Lord will, we're sealed up, man. Why? Because we're making our election and call sure. How? By obeying the commandments, by coming out to the highways and the hedges, by applying the scriptures to our daily lives to show forth that living proof. All right, like I said, man, we're a monument, man. That's what Mount Zion goes back to, the word monument. And a monument is something that's put up, that's set up to prove that it once was there, it exists. It's like a memorial, man. And that's who we are. We're us brothers on the highways and the hedges under GMS, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're a representation of that, man. Of who? Yahweh or Yahushai. The scriptures say we're created in His image. They're talking about Israel, man. Ultimately, the elect. Why? Because we're fighting for righteousness, and we're constantly being changed day by day, man. Being restored spiritually through our minds. All right. It says, verse 12. Wherefore I will not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things, though you know them, and be established in the present truth. Right. And we have to be established in the present truth, man. We have to be rooted and grounded in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in order to be sealed, man. And fight, man. Have faith, have hope in Yahweh Shem Yahushai to continue to do this this work, you know, and just to increase from going from glory to glory, man. You know, because this place is going from glory to shame, and the Bible talks about that, man. Us brothers that are the elect, that are called, we're going from glory to glory, man. Even though these people out here may look at us as being miserable, or as if we're going to be pointed to death. No, man, we're going to receive a crown of life, man. through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We're coming out here to receive that, man. Okay? It says, yeah, I'm going to go get that one in Colossians. Colossians 2 and 6. As ye have therefore received Yahweh Shai Mashiach the Lord, so walk ye in him, rooted and built up in him, and established in the faith as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Right. So when the thought of or when you're faced with a temptation, or you're faced with the persecution, you got to give the Lord thanksgiving, man. Because if you let that weigh you down, it's going to pull you out. You know, that's why it says in Peter's. Let me get that one. Peter's 4 and 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strain happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as you are partakers of Yahweh Shai Mashiach's sufferings, that when the glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. Right? So we have to be rejoicing that, man. It says, going back to Colossians 2 and 7, rooted and built up in him, established in the faith as you have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Why does it say that, man? Because we know that through going through being faced with sorrowful situations, it can lead someone to doing, you know, negative things, unrighteous things, and that's why these words are here to exhort and to admonish us, man. And that's why as brothers do this work, to admonish you to continue finding in the truth, doing the right thing. It says 1 Peter 4 and 14, if you be reproached for the name of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. Right? It didn't say if you're faced with your own stupid decisions, man, or because you decided to do this one thing and you're going through hell. No, man, that has nothing to do with you suffering from the Lord, though. You know, because you decided to make this certain decision. You got to deal with it now, and hope that the Lord forgives you, or forgives us, or forgives me. You know, it says, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. Right? So, because when we come out with representation of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we represent him. Then when they're speak of us of evil, they're speaking of Yahweh Shai evil, man. You know? Because we're out here doing a good work. All we're doing is breaking down the scriptures, trying to feed the flock, being an example. All right? It says, 1 Peter 4 and 15, but let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Right? So, and that's what Esau, man. Esau is all those, man. A murderer, a thief, evildoer, a busybody in other men's affairs. Like who? GMS trying to say out what we're about, what we're preaching about. You know, he's always got with the Patriot Act that's been written out. Now everybody's a basic, could be a potential terrorist. You know, he taps into people's phones, emails. That's a busybody, man. You know, but the Lord, like I said, whenever you're persecuted, you gotta be persecuted for doing the right thing, man. This is a good work. Coming out to the highways and the hedges and speaking to Yahweh Shai's people, Negro, Latinos, Native American Indians, that's a good work, man. It says, verse 16, yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on his behalf. Right, so we give all praises and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, no matter what we go through, man. You know, no matter what this life brings us. Because we know at the end, we're going to receive a crown, man. Lord will. And that's the mentality you got to have, man. Okay? It says, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? Right, because the end's coming. Destruction is coming, so it's better to do everything that you can to get right between you and the Lord than to just not do it at all, man, because either way, like I said, judgment's coming. You know? So it's better to suffer now than suffer later. This is see where it's at. Sloppy. Right here. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 32. But when you are judged, you are chastened of the Lord, that you should not be condemned with the world. Right? So that's the difference, man. So it's better to be chastised now for righteousness' sake, for good sake, for the Lord's sake, than it is to be chastised later on for the shit that you were doing was detrimental to your salvation or to your whole existence. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and end it short today, Akim. Not feeling too good, but I'm going to go ahead and give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work, considering the truth. All right, keep fighting. Death to America, death to this place, man, to these 2/3. All right, that the Lord's will be done. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's will be done. All right, so until next time, I want to say Shalom.